Every current resident of Nigeria knows the poor state of insecurity in the country. Daily, you are greeted with headlines like this, or this, and several others which bemoan the state of the nation's security. Here are 3 reasons we think President Buhari's regime has increased insecurity in Nigeria. Number 1. According to an examination of data obtained by the Council on Foreign Relations, CFR, Nigeria had its worst insecurity-related death toll since 2016. Between January 1 and December 31, 2021, at least 10,398 people were killed across the country. There were 4,835 civilians and 890 security personnel killed. According to HumAngle's examination of data over a 7-year period, there haven't been as many deaths since 2015, when 12,795 individuals were murdered. In fact, there were somewhat more deaths last year than in 2016 and 2017, when there were 5,748 and 4,638 deaths, respectively. Kidnapping rates fell similarly between 2015 and 2016, with the number of victims decreasing from 926 to 347. However, it has increased at an alarming rate every year since then, from 532 in 2017 to 994, 1,441, and 2,879 in the next 3 years. The figure nearly quadrupled again last year, with 5,287 persons reported kidnapped. This data shows that President Buhari's tenure in office ushered in the highest insecurity rate Nigeria has ever witnessed in recent years. The level of insecurity has increased the rate of poverty in the country. For example, the Nigerian Baptist Convention, NBC, declared that it spent a whopping sum of 250 million naira, the equivalent of $603,500, to secure the release of its students who were kidnapped from Bethel Baptist College in Kaduna last year. In an exclusive interview with one of the national newspapers, the president of the NBC, Reverend Israel Akanji, said, "Initially, we didn't want to spend money. We didn't believe in spending any money. That was how we began. I even said openly that we would not spend money, but I am also saying openly now that we have had to spend money. We were forced to spend money. When our children spent 1 month, and did not come home, and these bandits were telling us that they would start killing our children one by one, we had to weigh between our money being in our pockets, and our children dying, or being released to us. We preferred to lose the money. Since the government would not help us, we had to resort to self-help. That was what happened, and we had to spend so much money." Number 2. Nigeria currently ranks number 8 on the Global Economy Security Threats Index ranking. The Security Index considers the security threats to a state, such as bombings, attacks and battle-related deaths, rebel movements, mutinies, coups, or terrorism. The Security Index also takes into account serious criminal factors, such as organized crime and homicides, and perceived trust of citizens in domestic security. The higher the value of the indicator, the more the threats in the state. Nigeria's ranking is another testament to President Buhari's tenure in office. Several security groups in Nigeria have expressed regret that President Buhari was elected, in part because Nigerians assumed he had the pedigree to crush any sort of security threat, being a former military personnel, but the opposite has been true. According to one of the organizations, the recent pronouncements by the president on insecurity demonstrated that he was out of touch with reality. The organization slammed the president, claiming that despite his military credentials, insecurity has grown in the nation since he took office in 2015. A spokesperson for the organization stated, "The disposition of the president is that the insecurity situation is not as critical as Nigerians are painting it." Before hearing him, the thinking was that those who have been speaking for him have not been correctly representing him. His recent television interviews have clearly shown that he had all along been correctly represented. Now that we know the president's position, It is certainly not out of place to express regret that our president is not in touch with the reality of the present security situation in Nigeria. Number 3. 2022 begun with several security reports on killings and kidnappings across the country. Gangs have been terrorizing areas of the Northwest in recent years, forcing thousands to flee and gaining global notoriety through mass kidnappings at schools for ransom. Residents reported on 16 January that dozens of gunmen on motorcycles stormed a village in Kebbi State, and killed more than 50 people in a violent attack. Security personnel were forced to flee, allowing the attackers to set fire to businesses, grain silos and steal animals. According to an eyewitness, they killed 2 soldiers, 1 police officer, and 50 villagers. They abducted the community head and several locals, especially women and children. It came a week after armed men killed 200 people in the nearby state of Zamfara State. The daily newspaper features disturbing headlines of deaths in the northeast, northwest, north central and all over Nigeria. All this evidence point to one fact. President Buhari's tenure in office has ushered in the highest insecurity rate Nigeria has ever witnessed, since 2015. If you like this video, leave a comment below and subscribe to our channel for more similar content.